Hello all, welcome back to another video and welcome to Sammy G's World of Cinema. Today on the channel I am going to be continuing on my Blu-ray collection series. We are at part 18 now in this collection series run. I am going to be showcasing more of the standard Blu-rays leading up to the boutique items in my collection, and then eventually the 4Ks. So without further ado, we're going to go straight off the bat. And the first one I've got to show is The Driver. I've heard really good things about this one actually from Walter Hill, a director where I'm kind of scratching the surface in terms of his filmography. I haven't seen a great deal of Walter Hill films. I need to check out Streets of Fire as well, Bruce Springsteen's song. Love the artwork to this one. Massive shout out to Nige over at Rock Gods 2004. I'll leave a link to Nige's channel down below. And yeah, he was the one that really got the word around about this film. And I still haven't checked it out yet. I haven't got too many of these Vestron releases. I've got one other one that I'll be showing at a later date. Music of Billy Idol, Robert Palmer, Ozzy Osbourne and Motley Crue. Oh my god, guys, what a fantastic film this is. I bloody love this. The Fifth Element, yeah, I love it. It's I've not only seen it the once, and that was probably about 3 years ago, but I remember absolutely loving this. I loved Gary Oldman as like the villain here, which I think he's the villain in Leon the Professional as well. Also directed by Luc Besson. But yeah, absolutely love this. Look at the artwork, guys. That is marvellous. You've got like Bruce Willis and Ian Holm, Chris Tucker and Mila Jovovich. Yeah, so as I say, guys, not seen it in a little while. You know, it was about 3 years ago, but I do remember absolutely loving it. What can be said about these movies, guys? Back to the Future, absolute, sheer, brilliance, like in the world of science fiction. Yeah, absolutely cracking movies. And do you know what? 2 and 3 I've not seen in like a canny while. First one I've seen countless times, guys. I think it's fantastic. Potentially one of my favourite films ever. Oh man, I wish I was out, I wish I was around like in the 1980s when all these were coming out for the first time. Absolute quality, to quote my friend Scott there. And then you've got poster artwork for each movie. Same on the discs like that with the third one, I believe. Again, I've not seen that in such a long time. The second one. And the first movie. I might even ditch this and get the 4K set and like bonus disc there as well. One of the best trilogies ever. And I've had it new and sealed for 3 years. Zack Snyder's Justice League. I have still not seen this film, man. It's meant to be mint now. I've heard really cool things about this. I know James Movie Bug really likes this one, and Jordan over at Movie Worm, I think, gave this one high praises. I think I've only seen this the once at the cinema. I haven't watched it since, but did really enjoy this one. Wonder Woman, yeah, pretty solid. I haven't seen every film from the DCEU, known to have a very hit and miss like track record with like their output, but yeah, this is definitely one of the better ones. Actually, we're gonna get onto like my favourite out of the DCEU is on 4K, which you'll be seeing at a later date. Gal Gadot in that film, I have to say, not bad on the eye. And then Shazam, which is possibly my second favourite out of the DCEU movies, out of the ones I've seen. Yeah, I love this. And you could class it maybe as a a non-official Christmas movie as well, because it takes place at Christmas time. Yeah, I really like this one. Mark Strong as the villain in this is great. I think the guy who plays Jerry in The Walking Dead, I think he's in this as well. Zachary Levy, who, yeah, he seems to be having fun in the role here. Not seen the sequel. I've not heard the best things about Fury of the Gods. I mean, who doesn't like this movie? Jaws. Whoa, one of the best movies of all time. I absolutely love this. You know, it's a shark film which was very original at its time. There was nothing else like it. Steven Spielberg at his absolute peak here. I bet everyone, the cast and the crew making this at the time, probably had like the best time of their lives making this film. Jaws is just fantastic, and this also holds a special place in my heart because I went to go and see this with my very good friend Nige over at Rock God 2004. We went to see this at Tyneside Cinema last year. Nige has seen this film countless times. It's his favourite film ever. He's seen it, I think, a few times at the cinema as well. But that was my first time seeing it at the cinema, and it looked great. Need to get round to revisiting 2, 3 and 4. But this is amazing. And a bit of a massive shout out to Stuart George as well, because I believe this is his favourite film of all time. And Brim over Horror Hands. I watch this film every Christmas Eve. This is a Christmas film. It is, because you've got Darlene Love's song Christmas in the opening credits. This furry little creature is given as a Christmas present. There's Christmas trees. It's set at the Christmas season. There's Christmas lights. There's countless mentions of the holiday season. And there's merchandise every November and December devoted to this film. So, yep, this is definitely a Christmas film. And that's Gremlins. Just my favourite Christmas film. I absolutely love this. Fantastic. I did go and see this at the cinema, I think for the film's 35th anniversary, and yeah, it was great to see this. You know, Joe Dante's masterpiece in my opinion. I don't think I've seen this one since the cinema as well, but I thought this was fantastic at the cinema. Yeah, really enjoyed this one. Arrival. Denis Villeneuve took a bit of a leaf out of, what's his name? Ridley Scott's book, because of this is very much influenced by Alien. They're coming into contact with this alien species, and it's an extraordinary little film, this. Amy Adams, Jeremy Renner and Forrest Whitaker, so a very solid cast to this one. The Fly definitely needs a 4K, this film. It is great. I love this. I think we're definitely overdue for a 4K of this, but I do quite like the original Fly from 1958, but I think I definitely did prefer this. Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis, the Howard Shaw, the usual suspect when it comes to the composer for David Cronenberg's movies. Transformation scenes, the practical effects, great. A sequel that never sadly saw the light of day, because I think this film unfortunately did not do very well at the box office, which is a crying shame. But still, nonetheless, it is still a great effort from Steven Spielberg with his own entry into the Tintin world with Secret of the Unicorn. I love the animation style to this. This is great. It's, you know, you can tell Tintin is very much a bit similar resemblance to like Indiana Jones in terms of the fun factor, you know, the action set pieces as well. Fantastic. And they did change a few things around, I think. Is it like the original animation series rendition as well. Captain Haddock and Tintin already were acquainted with each other, but I think in this they met each other, tried to intertwine a couple of the Tintin stories in this film as well. So, Stephen Moffat did the screenplay, and yeah, Spielberg did a great job with this. And you've got Andy Serkis, Jamie Bell, Daniel Craig, John Williams did the music as well, and same as like the cover there as well. A film that wasn't love at first sight for me, admittedly, folks. I didn't really get the hype around this film when I first saw it, but over time, I think I watched it again, and it was a bit of a grower for me, but when I watched it again, I did really enjoy it. I don't think it's one of the greatest films ever, guys, but I did enjoy it though. Avatar, visually spectacular films you'll ever see in your life. Yeah, I think again with the whole world of Pandora and that, and yeah, it is absolutely sensational to look at. It's a very solid watch. The main film there, and it's missing its disc. What the fuck? The Way of Water I might pick up on 4K. This is one of my favourite films of last year. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I was just happy with the Blu-ray for this one. Plus, I do prefer the artwork on this than the 4K. It's a wonderful sequel. Like, the animation style, the way the film is choreographed, the fast-paced motion of this film is spectacular. Meeting all these variants of Spider-Man is just superb. I watched this like later last year. I think it was around Christmas time. I think it was next Spider-Verse movie, which I think is that coming out later this year, or is it next year? The first Avengers film, Avengers Assemble. I remember when this came out, and yeah, you know what? The introduction of the Avengers coming onto like our screens, especially the introduction of the Avengers in the MCU, was a bit of a phenomenon, really. It was a real big deal at the time. And I went to go and see this, I think, at the first weekend of its release, and I had such a wonderful time with it. The Tesseracts or something. Loki's the main villain in this. You know, like shortly after the first Thor film. This wasn't like, you know, like a CGI overdash by any means. You know, they really kept it smooth sailing, but great comical humour to this one as well. I really enjoyed this one. Great cinematic atmosphere as well, like a lot of the MCU films were when I went to see them at the cinemas. Don't have Age of Ultron in the collection, guys, because I'm not as big of a fan of that one, unfortunately. I just try and get the MCU films on Blu-ray or 4K, the ones that I consider to be some of my favourites. Captain Marvel, yeah, I actually quite enjoyed this one. I don't think it's you know, like a great film by any means, but I did quite enjoy this one. And I know Brie Larson got a lot of slack for this, and it was a bit of a shame because, you know, she is a good actress when she wants to be. I don't think she did too bad in this. You know, it wasn't, you know, she wasn't given the most wonderful scripts or dialogue in the world, but I thought she was doing okay. Samuel L. Jackson is Nick Fury, Ben Mendelsohn, Jude Law. I thought this film was just okay. I had a pretty decent time with this one. I went to see this in the Odeon in Huddersfield with a good friend of mine's film. Again, I need to get on 4K at some point, but I have got it just on Blu-ray for now, and it's definitely one of the best MCU films without a shadow of a doubt. The first Iron Man film. If I was doing some ironing, it would be Iron Man. Great soundtrack for a start, especially into Iron Man 2. Jeff Bridges as the villain. You know, I think it's kind of what also the film that started out the MCU as well, that really took it to town. And yeah, so 2008 was such a great year for film with this, and then obviously DC related, but you had The Dark Knight as well. I've seen Iron Man 2 free, but I didn't see this one at the cinema, unfortunately. I really need to get Days of Future Past on 4K, because I think that might be my favourite, well, other than Logan, if you class Logan as an X-Men movie, I guess. If we're counting it as an actual X-Men movie, then yeah, Logan would probably be my favourite. Really looking forward to Deadpool and Wolverine. I think it's only next month, so I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, this is still a very solid film. I really do love this one in a way. X-Men First Class, yeah, I just think all the characters are fun. They're just all really cool, like personalities. There's some great action set pieces to this one. James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender as Professor X and Magneto. And yeah, this is directed by Matthew Vaughn, who I think did Kick-Ass 1 and 2 and Kingsman: The Secret Service. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. You think it's a great like little origin movie for these characters and how they came to be. Yeah, I really like this film, to be honest. I think it's, to be honest, better than, for me anyway, guys, the first 3 X-Men movies. I'd love to go, you know, like on first class surface on a train again. I love those refreshments. Yes, please. Do let me know your thoughts on these titles, and I would love to know all of that good stuff in the comments down below. So thanks for watching, cheers for stopping by, and until next time, I'll see you for the next video. Bye bye.